Following is a quick example of how we can use a Qlik BI tool to help us evaluate what our market penetration is by drilling rig by area, and allow us to put together a sales plan to figure out how we can close the gap. What I'm looking at here is this is the Qlik dashboard that we built on new spud licenses last 120 days. Over here you can see these are the companies, these are the drilling providers, here's some rig information, and then here's some geographic information as well. In this particular page I've given an example of a company that is providing services that are rig centric, and on their ticket they're able to collect which rigs that they are servicing on that side of it. We know by taking a quick look at it, the areas that they operate in are specifically Alberta and BC, and they're looking at doing some testing or doing some services on a well in these particular areas here. So what I've done is I've just narrowed it down. I've said, hey, I only want to look at last 120 days wells drilled in Alberta and BC in these specific geographic areas, and then here I can see the different license counts of the activity that's been happening in the area. First thing we look at is who's most active in that area, and then we can go in and we can do a bit of a comparison. So we see Peyto, and in this particular case we don't see Peyto there as a customer. So now it goes back and you know, that might be stating the obvious for some companies, but what is our strategy to get into Peyto? Second is Tourmaline. We come over here and we take a look and we want to see if Tourmaline is a company that we're dealing with, and unfortunately Tourmaline is not a company that we're dealing with, and we're just going back and forth to see who the number one companies are. And then we can take a look at 7Gen. I know that one here we can come in and see that we're working with 7Gen on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rigs. And then when we come back over here and I click on 7Gens, I can see they're running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rigs. So we're on all the rigs, and 543 and Citadel 2 and Neighbors 86 are the biggest. Citadel 2. So what I see here is Neighbors 86 is missing from a gap perspective. So that allows me to come in and say, okay, from a predictive perspective, how do I grow my business with 7Gens? Let's go back and let's take a look at Neighbors 86 and say to ourselves, what is it going to take for us to be successful in selling to Neighbors 86? Well, it's a process of going back and forth, but again, we just, you know, it's information. Allow us to go in and take a look and set up a plan for ourselves to be more successful. You know, here I'm going to grab Shell as an example and take a look at Shell, and again, it's a gap. It's something that we know we have to deal. Let's take a look at Paramount. So I'm on 3 rigs with Paramount, and then when we come back over here, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to search Paramount and see how we're doing as far as Paramount Resources is concerned. So they've got Fox 4, 7, 6, and 3 are the rigs that they're operating, and then we see again the one rig that's most active, Fox 4. We're not on that particular rig. What are we going to do to close the gap and be more productive? That's an example of how to use analytics to help us identify areas that we're doing well with, but we can improve, and then secondary areas that there's a large gap and we have to put a strategy together to be